Hello and welcome, my friends. Winter has truly taken over the Azerbaijani mountains, draping every tree and blade of grass in a thick blanket of snow. Today, we're whipping up something that's not just comforting, but packed with energy to keep us going through these chilly days. Take a look at this big, beautiful piece of lamb. It's the star of today's episode. Hey there, doggy. Don't worry, I've got something for you too. Everyone gets a share today. For this episode, I've got something truly special lined up. Something that will have you itching to get into the kitchen yourself. So, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell icon to stay tuned for more mouth-watering content. And yes, don't forget to like it. Now, I'm making my incisions between the bones, carefully preparing the lamb for what's next. Hey guys, here's a bone for you. Everyone gets to enjoy this feast. Let's split this meal in two, making sure each piece is perfectly prepped. I'm trimming the meat off the bones, getting every bit ready for our dish. The goal here is to work along the natural lines of the meat, carefully following the contours of the bone. This way you preserve as much of the meat as possible while removing those tough, unwanted parts. As you can see, when cutting and trimming lamb, a good sharp knife is your best friend. It makes all the difference. A good boning knife with a flexible blade will let you navigate around the bone smoothly, making it easier to extract every bit of that tender meat. This step is crucial, not only for presentation, but also for ensuring that the meat cooks evenly. We're almost there, just making sure every last bit is properly trimmed. You want to remove any excess fat, but leave just enough to keep the meat moist and flavorful. The connective tissues, especially the silver skin, should be trimmed away too. It's tough and won't break down during cooking, so it's best to get rid of it now. Be sure to follow us on social media for more tips, tricks and tasty updates. There's always a new culinary adventure just around the corner. When it comes to cutting lamb, precision is key. If you cut along the grain, the meat can be chewy, but cutting against the grain will give you that tender, melt-in-your-mouth texture. Remember, lamb has a unique flavor that's both delicate and robust, so treating it with care at this stage will pay off when you sit down to eat. Let's double check that we haven't left any meat on the bones. These bones can still be used to make a rich stock, so nothing goes to waste. We're making sure to get every last bit of that delicious lamb. Just take a look at this beautiful, rich red lamb flesh. This color indicates freshness and quality. And here's my top tip. always invest in a good quality knife. It doesn't just make the process easier, it also ensures that your cuts are clean and precise, which is especially important with delicate meats like lamb. Let's get some fresh peppercorns going. There's nothing like the kick of freshly ground pepper to elevate the flavor of our dish. It reminds me of those early days in the kitchen, watching my grandmother grind spices by hand, filling the air with that aroma. I've got a mix of red and white peppercorns here, adding a nice variety of flavors. Each one brings its own heat and aroma to the table. Alright, now that our pepper is finely ground, let's toss in the rest of our seasonings. Paprika for a smoky depth, a good pinch of salt to bring out all the flavors, and maybe even a hint of turmeric for that golden touch. Now it's time to get our hands dirty. We're going to season this meat generously and then mix it thoroughly, making sure every piece is packed with flavor. You know, for any farmer, the livestock eventually becomes more than just animals. They're like pets. You spend so much time with them. You can't help but get attached. It's a bond that only deepens over time. Let's dive into making some dough. Today, we're whipping up a traditional Azerbaijani dish called surhulu. It's a hearty pasta dish that's as comforting as it gets. We'll start with about 1.5 kilos of flour, a pinch of salt, around 500 milliliters of water, and 4 fresh eggs. The technique for making sarhulu involves pressing each piece with your fingers to flatten it slightly. It's a simple move, but it makes all the difference in how the pasta cooks. Now, take a look at this tool I'm holding. It's going to help us make homemade sausages with the lamb meat I've already prepared. That's why I sliced the meat so thin earlier. We'll use this tool to stuff the meat into special sausage casings. I'll make some tiny holes in the sausages to ensure they don't burst while cooking. Look at this stack of wholesome, homemade sausages. Real meaty goodness right there. Now, it's time to drop these sausages into the boiling water. This is where they'll absorb all those rich flavors we've packed into them. Let's pull the sausages out now. We'll use that same broth to cook our sarhulu pasta. This is going to be one hearty, nourishing meal. We don't want to cook the pasta too long, just enough so that it stays soft and tender. Now that the sarhulu is ready, it's time to serve. We'll lay those savory sausages right on top, letting the juices soak into the pasta. Here's how you should enjoy sarhulu. Get a generous helping on your plate, top it with a sausage, and pour some of that rich broth over it. Now, let's see how this tastes. The sausages are bursting with flavor, just like the ones my grandfather used to make on special occasions. The dough is soft, almost velvety, soaking up that rich broth.
Super.
If you're enjoying this as much as I am, don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and give the video a thumbs up. Every bit of support helps me keep these traditions alive and share them with you. Now, it's time to share this delicious dish with my guests. There's something special about eating together, so go ahead, dig in, and let's create some new memories. There's more than enough to go around. See you next time, my dear friends. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video.
Kanalımıza destek olmak istəyirsinizsə, onlayn mağazamızdan xüsusi bıçaq və ya taxta qablarımızı əldə edə bilərsiniz. Mağazanın linki videonun altındakı təsvirdə var. Super.